This is Cover 2 Credits! We are back. I am Kevin.
I am Justin.
And today we're going to be running down the top 10 movies we're looking forward to in 2016. We have put ranks on these. Obviously, we probably might not have even wanted to do that since we have no freaking clue what they're going to be like. But we put them in top 10 anyway because top 10 lists rock.
And it's a top 10 that we're looking forward to right now. Some of these we haven't seen footage from. Some of these we've seen trailers from. So we'll wait and see. And truthfully, some of these could get delayed and not even come out this year.
Probably will. Anyway, number 10.
The Nice Guys. Ryan Gosling, Russell Crowe, comedy about a kind of a hitman and a private detective. Looks funny, and Shane Black directing it. A little bit of a kiss, kiss, bang, bang reflection.
Number 9. I Saw the Light.
Now, Tom Hiddleston playing Hank Williams Sr. may sound like a stretch. However, when you watch this trailer, this movie definitely got on our radar. I'm looking forward to it. Are you?
I am sort of looking forward to it. Not as much as you are, but it made enough to make the list.
Exactly.
Number 8. Batman vs Superman.
To me, this would have been higher on the list until that last trailer. I'm still a little apprehensive about whether or not they've kind of
Gone off the deep end.
just showed us everything, played their cards.
Honestly, everything I ever heard about this movie made me think that it would really suck, and talked me out of thinking it would suck. And as time's gone on, I think I'm going to be the one proved correct on this one.
Well, my only thought is I have hopes for every comic book movie to be decent. This is going to be the first. This is going to be the first big DC push to start their new universe. I hope that it doesn't shit the bed, and it does all right. We will see.
I think the wheels are going to come off the wagon.
Come March, we will see. Luckily, they're coming before Captain America, and if they were coming after, it would be bad.
There is a ton of superhero on this list, by the way.
But the thing is, those are the big movies coming out, and we look through the entire list. Yes, we're both well, I say we're both fans. Yes, I'm a fan of almost every comic book movie, but we both look through the list of the entire year, and it just happens to be a comic-filled year. Get used to it, folks.
There are a ton of comic book movies coming out.
These next few years, there's going to be a lot of them.
Number 7. Suicide Squad.
I'm still hoping this is good, and this is going to be the second DC of this year, and
I think it'll definitely be interesting. They might be able to sort of break away from the giant toilet bowl that is going to be Batman v Superman with this movie. So I'm putting my hope in it.
Me too.
That's why it is higher than Batman vs Superman on the list.
That's completely true.
Number 6. XMen Apocalypse. Now,
go ahead.
Now, Stair loved the first X-Men.
Well, the last X-Men.
He loved it. Loved it to death. I was not that impressed.
Listen, you would have loved it if it didn't deal with time travel.
Because time travel's freaking stupid.
Different conversation, but I'm just saying.
Time travel is freaking stupid.
Okay, but with this, what do you think?
I think it'll be alright. I don't think it's going to be great. That's why it's in the middle.
Oscar Isaac playing Apocalypse, I'm excited for. I know a lot of people were apprehensive about the way he looked. Some of that's changed. I'm looking forward to this movie.
Number 5. Doctor Strange. Now, Stair had this baby on number 1. I want you guys to know.
I gave in and moved it down.
I do not think it should be even remotely close to number 1. Now, I think it is going to be interesting and possibly good, but it is definitely not the number 1 spot.
Benedict Cumberbatch playing the Sorcerer Supreme
Excellent actor.
is and
One of the best actors out there right now, as far as
an,
I'm concerned.
an awesome character. Doctor Strange is going to be very, very interesting to see how Marvel takes it. And that by itself was the reason I was looking forward to it.
I think it'll be cool.
Yeah. Our number 4s were the same, though.
Yeah, we did agree on number 4.
Deadpool. Now, what's really going to be interesting, okay, and I will say this twofold. One, everyone saw how good Star Wars did their marketing and how it was everywhere. Okay? To me, Deadpool is marketing their movie just as good, if not better, just not as widespread as Star Wars. Because they know that they're what kind of fan they're playing to, and they know that they're trying to get people who don't know who Deadpool is interested in Deadpool. It's going to be the first rated R superhero movie, and it comes out in February. And I'll tell you the truth, if it does well, first of all, I think if it does well, it's only going to help Batman vs. Superman, because any comic book movie doing well is helping the sequential comic book movie. Whether you believe it or not, the money kind of shows that it's a sequential thing. They're helping each other. And I'm excited for Deadpool in February.
I think it also gives an interesting sort of going for a rated R comic book movie. Sort of it's the movie industry knowing where their audience for these sorts of things is at. And I think it'll be interesting all around to see how it does. Number 3. Going in a completely opposite direction. The Jungle Book.
We had talked about in the past that we were both excited to see what comes of this. The trailer we've gotten, I still am hopeful. It's one of my favorite animated movies, and so now getting a live-action version could be weird, but I mean, the people they have cast and some of the footage we've seen, I'm excited for this.
It'll definitely be interesting.
Definitely. I mean, the fact that we get Bill Murray playing Baloo, I'm game.
Number 2.
2 and 1 probably could flip either direction depending on the day we have the conversation.
I wanted a coin flip. Stare disagree.
Okay. We had this at 1 and 3, and he had at 3 and 1. So our 1 and our 3 we compromised. Captain America: Civil War.
I loved the last Captain America. Loved it.
Probably the best Marvel movie to date.
It was awesome. I hope this one is equally as awesome.
And it looks like it could be. It's definitely got the right story, and I mean, so far the way we've seen everything, and we know Spider-Man might make an appearance, and we know Black Panther's in this, and it's leading toward Infinity Wars, and it's going to be interesting, and I've got a lot of hope for it as well.
Number 1. Star Wars: Rogue One.
Some people have no idea this movie's even coming out. This is not Episode 8. This is a different movie based on how the Rebels got the original Death Star plans before Episode 4, A New Hope. At the beginning of A New Hope, Princess Leia has the Death Star plans, gives them to R2-D2, and so our story goes. This is the story of the group of rebels that somehow went behind enemy lines and got the Death Star plans. They're making a war movie in the Star Wars universe, and it comes out next December.
I think it'll be excellent.
Especially after seeing the last Star Wars. This is a movie that's not taking place currently It's back then to where they said we may see like a Vader, we may see something like that, but we're probably not going to see any of the main cast. And I'm okay with that. They're bringing in people that know what they're doing for war movies. People that worked on Black Hawk Down, Saving Private Ryan, a few of these other big epic war movies. And to me, a gritty war movie that takes place in the Star Wars universe, I'm game.
I agree completely. Like I said, it's when you've got an IP like Star Wars, having it under your belt and using it to tell the stories, only using it to tell the stories that they're telling drives me crazy, and I'm glad they're finally using all of their Avengers money and going out there and taking a couple chances again, because it has been so flipping long since people have taken some chances on movies.
And I mean, realistically, as much money as The Force Awakens made, if this thing doesn't necessarily do that well, which it will,
I think it will, because I think it'll be amazing.
And the
I
fact
think it'll
that
be better than the other Star Wars movie by a ton.
Oof, I don't know. That was pretty damn good.
I didn't think it was that good. But that's all another argument.
Yeah.
Which is why we had a giant scratching match before friggin' we picked the #1 movie, because Stairs wanted this to be #1 and I disagreed, but we compromised.
We compromised. And like I said, 1 and 2 could flip-flop day to day. I'm looking forward to Captain America almost as much as I'm looking forward to Rogue One.
I would agree.
Now, we do have a few honorable mentions.
And this is stuff that, well, there's no really way to describe it. Stuff that, well, not really. I don't think any of these could have really made the top 10 list, but
Maybe, to me, one
they're
of them
interesting movies.
Truthfully, 2 of these could have if they were trailers.
Okay. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
Out of the Shadows, I believe is the subtext. Kevin and I loved the first one. And
We really did.
A lot
Everyone
of
else hated
people,
it.
a lot of people didn't like it. Listen, I was a huge Turtles fan. I'm excited about this. The mere fact that we're getting Bebop and Rocksteady in film excites me.
And like I said, I think the other Turtles movie, guys, people take things a little out of context.
Yeah.
You have to put every single movie in its own box about what it is trying to accomplish and how it is doing it.
Agreed.
And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is not. Anyway, to reverse my tangent here before I go off too far. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, we think it'll be good. You should check it out next year. Next, Assassin's Creed movie.
To me, I'm extremely excited for this year for one other big reason. This is the year that could make or break video game-based movies. 2 of our honorable mentions are kind of in the forefront of that.
Well, if Peter Jackson would have finished the Halo movie and not pussied out, we could have had a good video game movie.
Yeah, but you have to admit, up until
Instead,
now,
we got shitty Resident Evil movies
and Hitman, and which I'm not saying is bad. I'm just saying they're not.
It's not good.
Blockbuster,
Like I said,
where there's a little bit of a zeitgeist around the idea of, well, it's a video game movie, it's going to be bad. This movie has the potential to be amazing. It's a great story, and casting seems good, and Fassbender's playing one of the main characters, the main character. They're filming now. It comes out in December. Your thoughts?
To continue our tangent here, I think if before the first Iron Man came out, there was the same stigma was attached to comic book movies, and no one ever thought they would do a good one because they'd never spend the money and never get the actors.
Very true.
And never make a good plot, but they did, and video games have a lot of the same things that comic book movies going for them. They have very iconic characters, they have great stories, some of them.
And they have huge fan bases.
And then you see shit come out like the Resident Evil movies and you just want to cry. Because, to me, Resident Evil is one of my all-time favorite IPs for games, and they made a creepy, horror, awesome, scary ambiance game into a giant boob and gore fest, which did no one any favors to anything ever. So, again, they're trying to do the same with Assassin's Creed, one of the biggest IPs in video games, minus Peter Jackson's Halo, which should have come out but didn't.
I don't know how far that actually got, but that's a different story.
It's a different story, but again, they're trying it with Assassin's Creed now. It's a big name in the video game world, and we'll see how it goes.
Yep.
Next honorable mention, another even bigger name in the video game world. By the way, Stare, just found out today, if you did not know, Activision Blizzard just bought MLG.
Really?
Yep, they bought them because they have World of Warcraft money. And this brings us to our next movie. They bought a Movio studio, they're making a movie. World of Warcraft is now a movie.
This is the big push that if there's a chance, again, this comes out before Assassin's Creed, if there's a chance that it's going to make or break comic book movies, this is going to be a huge part of it, and I know you would agree with that.
I agree, and I think this movie's going to bomb.
It,
From what I've seen, now,
I agree.
granted, if you...
It doesn't...
I could go on a 3-hour tangent about
This movie alone?
Warcraft and the story and everything about how awesome the Warcraft story actually is, considering they pretty much ripped off everything from another author.
Mm-hmm.
Tad Williams, I don't know if you know about it. Tad Williams, if you are out there, you need to sue the holy fuck out of Activision Blizzard for ripping off your movies and make mountains and mountains of money because they stole your ideas wholesale. Now, with that out of the way, everything I've seen about this movie looks terrible. I don't know if it will be terrible.
Yeah,
I've only seen one trailer, but it looks bad.
I can agree. It does look kind of shoddy. However, the last movie on our honorable mentions list, though it does not have a month release date yet, it does say this year. If this comes out this year, I'm extremely excited for this last movie.
Agreed, because the
Kevin?
first one was amazing. John Wick 2 is coming out.
If you haven't seen the first John Wick,
Do so.
you need to meet the Boogeyman.
Yes, you do.
You need to watch John Wick.
It is freaking amazing. Now, it's not a movie that is going to win any awards.
Nope.
But it is, for what it is and what it is trying to accomplish, it is 100% amazing. Honestly, it could have made...
Great movie.
It's good. And next year, this time, when we do our 2016 roundup, it could definitely be on the list.
The only reason I think it might not be on the list is if it gets delayed to 2017.
I would agree with that.
And I mean, that's saying we haven't seen any footage, we haven't seen anything from it, but if it brings in John Wick and by chance the Continental, I am game for whatever else they bring to the table.
I agree completely.
So, that's our list. What are you looking forward to in 2016? Let us know in the comments below. Let us know what you think of our list as well. What do you have to finish there, Kevin?
As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. We've got a lot going for us in 2016. Should be pretty interesting all around. And as always, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for checking out our channel. And as always, thank you for staying until after the credits.